Thank you for listening to CoffeePod. For more information and resources, visit www.coffeepodpodcast.com. CoffeePod is produced by Rhonda Raxter. All rights reserved. Welcome back to CoffeePod, your no bullshit corner of the internet where we sip strong coffee, talk about life even stronger. I'm Rhonda, and today we're diving straight into something real: red flags in toxic relationships. How to see them, feel them, and call them for what they are. And most importantly, how to get the hell out. Because let's be honest, we've all ignored a red flag or 12 at some point, right? Today we're naming them. No excuses, no sugarcoating. So grab your mug. This one's gonna burn a little. I'm so glad you're here. This podcast is for anyone who's found themselves stuck in a toxic relationship trying to make sense of the chaos or quietly planning an escape route in their head. If you listened to episode 1, you already started seeing the red flags. Today, we're going deeper into the twisted world of narcissistic abuse, not the pop psych version, the real thing. How it starts, how it messes with your head, and why it's so damn hard to walk away. This episode is going to give you clarity, because once you've seen the patterns, you can't unsee them. And that's where the healing starts. Let's get into it. You're not crazy. You're not alone. And you're definitely not powerless. You're just waking up. And today, we're talking about the beginning of that awakening. Seeing the red flags, calling them for what they are, and figuring out how to take the first steps toward real lasting change. So let's get into it. Let's get clear. First, not every hard relationship is toxic. Conflict is normal, but toxic, that's a pattern of emotional abuse, manipulation, control, gaslighting. It's not just an oops. It's consistent disrespect. It erodes your sense of self. You feel small, crazy, exhausted. And somewhere in your gut, you know it's not right, even if you can't explain why yet. And that's how they want it, because confusion keeps you stuck. But we're going to unfog the mirror today. Let's call it out. Toxic relationships come in many forms: romantic partners, friends, coworkers, family. Toxic doesn't always mean abusive in the physical sense. Sometimes the poison is subtle, psychological, emotional, and manipulative. A toxic relationship is any relationship that consistently chips away at your peace, your confidence, your sense of self. So what is narcissistic abuse? Narcissistic abuse isn't just arrogance or vanity. It's a pattern of emotional manipulation that leaves you feeling confused, worthless, and like everything is your fault. Key traits of a narcissistic abuser are grandiosity and entitlement, lack of empathy, constant need for admiration, exploiting others without guilt, intense reactions to criticism, real or imagined. Narcissistic abuse often follows a cycle. First, they idealize. They love bomb you, mirror you, make you feel like you're center of their universe. And then they devalue you. The pedestal gets kicked out. You're criticized, ignored, blamed, compared to others. And then they discard you. They leave you, ghost you, or emotionally check out until they decide to hover back in your life. This cycle is deliberate. It creates dependency. It's not love, it's control. So let's talk about some signs that you might be in a toxic relationship. If you constantly feel drained, anxious, or like you're walking in eggshells, you doubt your memory, your emotions, your sanity. You're always the one apologizing, even when you didn't do anything wrong. Your boundaries are ignored or what? Your boundaries are you're you're being gaslighted, guilt tripped, or love bombed. It's not just the big blow ups, it's the slow erosion of your identity. Let's take a break and we will come back and talk about why we miss the red flags. why we miss red flags. Let's talk about the why. Because we're not stupid, we're conditioned. We're trained to be polite, give the benefit of the doubt, fix people, confuse intensity with love, stay silent to avoid conflict. Add trauma, codependency, or childhood wound, and you've got a perfect storm for ignoring your gut. But we're done doing that, right? Right. So why it hooks us. Let's talk about the trap, why it's so effective. Love bombing creates a high. Your brain is flooded with dopamine and oxytocin. It's addictive. Intermittent reinforcement. You never know when you'll get kindness or cruelty, so you work harder. You start chasing the person they were in the beginning. Spoiler. That person never existed. You question yourself. Gaslighting makes you doubt your memory, your emotions, and your reality. You take the blame because they've made you believe everything that bad is your fault. This isn't just a bad relationship. This is psychological warfare. When I look back, I realize how easy it is to miss the early warning signs in a toxic relationship. Red flags aren't always bold and obvious. They can be subtle, whispered between the lines, or masked as fleeting moments of negativity. My own journey made me painfully aware of how important it is to spot these signs before they become overwhelming obstacles. So let's name some common tactics, moves they use to keep you stuck. Gaslighting. Things like, that never happened. You're too sensitive. Projection. They cheat and then accuse you of cheating. Silent treatment. Withholding affection or communication to punish you. Triangulation. Bringing in third parties to manipulate or make you feel insecure. Smear campaigns. Turning others against you when you start to pull away. Hovering. They come back after the discard with fake apologies or love bombing. Future faking. Making promises to string you along. Blame shifting. Nothing is ever their fault, ever. You can't win with them because winning means they lose control, and they won't have that. So, red flags. Red flags don't usually show up wearing flashing neon signs. They come in whispers, gut feelings, and patterns. And here's what to look for. Common red flags to watch for are inconsistency. Their words don't match their actions. 1 minute, they're all the next, they vanish or act cold. Hot and cold behavior is emotional manipulation, not romance. Love bombing. Over the top affection early on that feels too good to be true. It usually is. This often is followed by devaluation. Control disguised as care. They want to know where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, all under the mask of, I just worry about you. Jealousy and possessiveness. Getting angry when you talk to others, accusing you of things you didn't do, making you feel like you're always under suspicion. Lack of accountability. Nothing is ever their fault. They twist every disagreement so that you're to blame. Disrespecting boundaries. You say no and they ignore it. You ask for space and they push harder. Boundaries are only real to someone who respects them. Criticism and sarcasm disguised as humor. They joke at your expense, but it stings. When you call it out, they say you're too sensitive. Isolation. They slowly cut you off from your friends, your family, your support system. Suddenly, it's just you and them, and that's the way they like it. Highs and lows. One day, you're their whole world, and the next, they're ghosting or picking fights. It's a psychological roller coaster that keeps you hooked. Gut feeling. That sick, anxious feeling you get around them, that's not love. That's your nervous system throwing a red flag. Constant criticism, especially over small things, can slowly wear down your confidence. At first, it may seem like a helpful advice, or you're just being honest. Gaslighting or doubting your own reality and memories is a huge warning sign. Manipulation and guilt tripping disguised as love isn't actually care. Statements like, after everything I do for you, should raise your eyebrows. Isolation from friends and family sneaks up on you. Pay attention when you notice you're alone more often. Your body often knows before your brain does. Trust that tight chest, that anxiety, that pit in your stomach. Realizing you're in a toxic relationship isn't an emotional roller coaster. Is an emotional roller coaster. There were moments I desperately clung to the hope that things would magically improve. I told myself things weren't that bad, but denial only prolonged my pain. Honestly, honesty, even when it hurts, is the first step to regaining control. Why it's so hard to leave? Let's be real. If it was easy to leave, you would have already done it. Reasons we stay. We normalize the dysfunction because it's familiar. We were raised in toxic environments and think it's just how people are. We're trauma bonded, addicted to the cycle of pain and reward. We're afraid of the unknown, of being alone, of retaliation. This doesn't make you weak, it makes you human, but naming it gives you power. So the turning point. You don't need proof to leave, you need clarity. Here are signs you're ready. You fantasize about being alone more than being with them. You're exhausted from working on it, nothing ever happening. You're Googling things like, is my relationship toxic? Don't recognize yourself anymore. You don't recognize yourself anymore. Here's your permission slip. You don't need to hit rock bottom to choose better. Getting ready to make big changes. I remember staring at my reflection and admitting things can't go on like this. For me, preparing for the change meant building a support system. I began talking to trusted friends, looking up resources, even talking to a counselor. Suddenly, it was less about me losing someone and more about me finding myself. That light bulb moment wasn't traumatic, but it was real. You don't have to know exactly what you want. You just need to get honest. So starting with these tips. Acknowledge what's really happening. Stop minimizing, stop excusing, write it down, say it out loud. Stop docu- Start documenting behavior. Keep a private journal, save messages, begin collecting your truth. Build your support system quietly. Reconnect with people who've had your back. Join online support groups. Get a therapist if you can. Start separating your identity from theirs. What do you like? What do you believe? Start doing little things that are just for you. Make a plan. It doesn't have to be fast, but it needs to be real. Finances, housing, legal stuff, and start looking at what it will take. Most importantly, know that you are not alone. Allowed to leave anything that's just. Most importantly, know that you are allowed to leave anything that's destroying you, even if it looks fine on the outside, even if they say they love you, even if no one else understands. How to start breaking free. First step, radical honesty. Ask yourself, am I constantly apologizing? Do I feel like I'm walking on eggshells? Do I feel more confused than clear? Do I miss the opportunity? Do I miss the person they were, not who they are? Now start to separate. Document everything. Write it down. Save messages. Stop justifying their behavior. They had a hard childhood. It's not a reason for you to. It's not a reason to hurt you. Build an emotional support system. Start small. Online forums, therapy, trusted friends. Set mental boundaries. You don't owe them unlimited access to your mind and emotions. Like, learn about trauma bonds. You're not crazy. You're chemically hooked. This is hard, but the clarity is a superpower, and you're stronger than you think. All right, boots on the ground. Let's talk strategy. This isn't just about leaving. It's about surviving and rebuilding. So one, make a plan. Quietly gather important documents. Set aside cash if you can. Confide in someone safe. Two, build your support system. Therapist, support group, friends who get it. You don't need anything. You don't need a cheerleading squad. Just one person who won't let you gaslight yourself. Number three, go no contact if possible. No explanations, no text. Block, delete, disappear. They will bait you. Stay strong. Number four, detox your brain. Journaling, nervous system work, trauma healing. Expect withdrawal, That is a damn emotional detox. 5. Find your identity again. We were who we were before this. Who were we before this? What did you love? What do you want to do now? And breathe. That's a lot. You don't have to do it all today, but you're allowed to start. It's okay to grieve what was while embracing what's to come. If you've been through something similar, know that your story matters. And if you're in the middle of starting over, take a deep breath. You're doing just fine. Here's something I want you to remember. You are not starting from nothing. You are starting from experience. Every heartbreak, every setback, every detour, they've all taught you something. And now you get to take that wisdom into your next chapter. If you're feeling lost right now, just here's an exercise. Write yourself a letter from the future. Imagine yourself 6 months from, or a year from now. Looking back with gratitude, what advice would future you give to the present you? Sometimes shifting our perspective can help us see the light ahead. Embracing a fresh start. The first days on the other side felt strange and even a little lonely, but lightness gradually replaced the heaviness I'd come to accept. Healing took time, but choosing myself was the greatest act of love. Life isn't instantly perfect, yet every step forward reaffirmed that I deserve peace and joy. Deciding to change your life is bold. Red flags can be confusing, but they're also your guideposts to a better future. Trust yourself, reach out for support, and believe that new beginnings are not only possible, they are yours for the taking. You don't have to fix everything today. You just have to stop pretending it's not broken. This is the beginning. This podcast is your space, your reality check, your support system, your gentle shove forward when you will need it. Future episodes will talk about narcissistic abuse, codependency, boundaries, healing tools, rebuilding your identity, and hearing from others who've walked the same path. You're not behind, you're right on time. Your next chapter starts now. Strategies for starting over. Now, I want to share some strategies that have helped me and might resonate with you as well. Number 1, embrace the change. Allow yourself to feel those emotions as part of the journey. Set small, achievable goals. Break down your larger aspirations into small and manageable places. Celebrate those little wins. Connect with others. Reach out to people who've inspired you or who've been similar paths. Community can be incredibly uplifting. Practice self-care. Reminder, you can't pour from an empty cup. Make sure you're glad. Make sure to self-charge. Make sure to take time for yourself. Stay open to new opportunities. Sometimes the best things happen when we least expect them. Listen, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to shine the light so you can see your own damn path. If you saw yourself in this episode, that's not shame, that's clarity. And clarity is powerful. You're not broken. You're waking up. You are not too late. You're right on time. And you are not alone. Not in this chair, not with this mic, not in this world. I see you. I believe you. I've been you. I want you to remember that it's perfectly okay to start over. Whether it's a question of changing your career, healing from a breakup, or simply recalibrating your goals, you're not alone in this journey. Narcissistic abuse thrives in the dark. That's why we're shining light onto it. If anything in this episode hits you in the gut, good. That means you're waking up. That means your next chapter is ready to be written. It's already being written. In the next episode, we will dive into trauma bonding. Why it's so hard to let go and what's so hard to, and how to start unhooking yourself from it. Until then, keep trusting your gut, keep gathering your truth, and keep walking toward freedom, one step at a time. You've got this. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this. Give yourself permission to start over, to reinvent, to walk away. Step into the unknown with a heart full of hope. You are worthy of new beginnings. Thank you for spending this time with me. If today's episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message, share your thoughts, and let's keep this conversation going. And if you know someone who might need to hear this, share this episode with them. CoffeePod is here to be your safe space where we can discuss life's challenges and triumphs without judgment. I encourage you to stay connected with us on social media, share your stories, and know that your journey matters. If this is home, share it with someone else who needs it. Tag me, message me, hell, send me your favorite mug pic. I love knowing who's on the other end of this conversation. This was CoffeePod. I'm Rhonda, and I'll be here next week. Same mug, new truth. Until then, stay bold, stay brave, and don't ever stop trusting your gut. Until next time, take care, be kind to yourself, and remember, you are never alone. We're in this together.